today because a black woman was assaulted by 3 people right here in this very spot.
All of us has been covering this situation with Jada Mcpherson. There's been justice for Jada Mcpherson. Those of you that don't know, Jada Mcpherson was a 21-year-old black woman who was attacked in Queens, New York, over a parking spot. We know that parking spots in New York is very scarce. She got into an argument with some Romanians or Europeans. At first, we thought was Latinos. My apologies to the Latino community. We thought that there was Latinos. We found out that they wasn't Latinos, that they was actually of European descent. So I want to put that out there like that because I want to be responsible, because I said that they were a group that it wasn't that group. So I want to apologize to them. But getting back to the story. Now, this woman and her son, who they identified as a woman, you know, they were caught on video brutally beating this black woman, right? Now, nobody helped except for this one man tried to help, but he was on a cane, and there was only but so much he can do. Now, they're saying that they were justified in doing so because they were being berated and attacked verbally by Jada, right? The mom. So at some point, they just jumped on her, right? But then this happened.
21-year-old woman was beat right here in this very spot. And I tell you, if it was a white woman, you wouldn't have let it happen like that. If it was a white woman,
nobody did nothing.
If it was a Jewish woman,
everything y'all did,
everybody in New York would be outside right now. Well, because it's a black woman, y'all think it's gonna slide, but we're not letting nothing slide.
Now, there was a lot of questions that was going on when we actually saw that alleged woman, right, attack her. And everybody jumped out and said, that's not a woman, that's a biological man. Wait a minute. This is a biological man attacking a woman, right? And we were asking, where is the letter community? Where is the community to come out and get out in front of this and speak on this? Because a biological woman is being attacked, right? This is a problem. So it started to explode all over social media, right? And Jada herself, because she was the one being attacked, she actually exposed this by bringing this to light and really talking about this. When being interviewed, she said this.
Basically, when I pulled up and then he seen me trying to park, he basically came, put the trash can behind me and sat there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't run him over. I can't, so I came out and I tried to talk to him. I'm like, you can't sit there and hold a spot with a trash can.
Yeah, because it's not your property.
So basically, I just went around the block a couple times, came back, and then he just was enraged because I probably came back. That was a chance for him. Yes, that wasn't a woman. Everybody, and then the news posted
that was the mother and daughter, but that wasn't a daughter.
Mad. I was like, that is not.
I guess they were respecting the pronouns.
Yeah, but it's like he's biologically a man. And then the news posted
that was the mother and daughter, but that wasn't a daughter.
Mad. I was like, that is not.
I guess they were respecting the pronouns.
Yeah, but it's like he's biologically a man.
But what's not being talked about? That's the elephant in the room. We all see that there's a problem. We all know that there's a big problem here, right? But it seems like nobody wants to talk about it. The Democratic supporters don't want to talk about it. The news publications don't want to talk about it. So when you look at WABC, their headline says, exclusive woman describes violent brawl with neighbors over parking spot. 2 women arrested, right, over a fight, and police are still searching for a third person, right? Right? So this is the stuff that they're reporting, right? But then you get to the Metro, right? It says mother-daughter apologized for wild NYC parking lot brawl after hundreds of death threats, but victim isn't buying it, right? Right? So we can look at the root. The root says young black woman finds herself in racial brawl over NYC over what, right? So, right, everybody's covering up. Then you even get the Black Enterprise. Now, the root in the Black Enterprise is supposed to love the black community. I thought they was a supporter and lover of black women, right? A black woman is viciously attacked over a parking space and neighbors stood around watching. That's the Black Enterprise, right? But nobody's actually saying what it was. Because the Democratic Party and their policies and what they support, they're not going to support you. The sad part about it is a lot of black women are not going to do nothing about this, man. Nothing. They're going to stand quiet and let the Democrat, because you hate Trump so much that you don't even care about your own body, your own person, that you're not going to question this at all. That's the sad part. That's the sad part about this. This is the part that actually hurts as a black father of daughters, a husband of a black woman. I'm watching this, and this was not a biological woman. This was a man. But because he identifies as a woman, and his politics is aligned with yours, you'll just allow it to happen. Wow. Wow. But we was waiting for the trans community to come out and say something. So now there's a transgender online speaking about this, right? And he came online and said this.
But they are claiming that Jada started this altercation by being racist towards them, throwing racial slurs out towards them, as well as throwing out transphobic slurs towards them, because Sabrina Starman, Andrea's daughter, is an intersex trans woman. She was assigned intersex at birth, and as she got older, she decided that she was going to transition into full womanhood. And so she claims that Jada was being both racist and transphobic first, and then it kind of rolled into this physical altercation. Problem that I have, number one, and this is just based on my own eyesight. Sabrina doesn't give man in any way, shape, or form. She claims that Jada clocked her voice and assumed that she was trans. But even her voice, even though it might be a little deeper than what people are used to, we all know some woman somewhere, cis-het woman, that has a low or raspy tone of voice. That's not something that would make you necessarily clockable out in the streets. But at the end of the day, Sabrina definitely gives cunt teeth. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't give man in the least. Now, whether you find her attractive, honey, that's for you to decide. My problem here is I don't believe that Jada was being transphobic, nor do I believe that Jada was being racist. However, I do believe eyewitnesses, and I do believe that people heard Andrea and Sabrina call this woman a monkey and a slave and all of this. And rule of the streets, if you start going hard on me, I'm going to start going hard on you, because that's just the thing. But regardless of what I may say to you, when you put your hands on me, we've got another problem. And two things concern me about this whole Sabrina trying to use the fact that she's trans in the middle of this scenario. Mind you, they were arrested and charged with first-degree assault and second-degree harassment. Okay, so Andrea and Sabrina have been charged. The cops got there, took the account of what they saw the video, interviewed the people, and decided you want to jail. But the two issues that I have, number one, is that people are going to see this, right? And because Sabrina introduced the fact that she is trans, people are then going to lump Sabrina into the whole group of trans folks and decide that trans people and the trans community is violent, racist, and bigots.
This person was saying that they don't see it as a trans thing, right? This is his responsibility. This is that person's responsibility. They jumped out the jet. They decided to do this, right? Don't put this on a community. This person is an idiot. They're racist. They attacked this black woman. So we were looking for the trans community and, to come out and get out in front of this and speak to this. So he wasn't finished. He doubled down and said this.
But the two issues that I have, number one, is that people are going to see this, right? And because Sabrina introduced the fact that she is trans, people are then going to lump Sabrina into the whole group of trans folks and decide that trans people and the trans community is violent, racist, and bigots. That's what they're going to do. And they've already started to do it, because I can see it. I don't think that the trans conversation fits into this case, into this scenario. I think that Sabrina is trying to save face, and Sabrina threw that out there to try to release some of the heat of the fact that you and your racist ass mama jumped this black girl because she black, trying to prevent her from parking in a space that you don't. The other part that pisses me off is that there are so many black trans women, brown trans women, other trans women of color who are doing the action to progress the trans rights movement, even in an administration that's trying to literally erase them from existence. Okay? And when you have Sabrina bringing up the fact that she's trans in a situation where she was obviously in the wrong, it makes people not in the community, and it makes people observing the community question the validity of the rights that that community deserves. And I absolutely think that Sabrina threw this trans piece of information out there to kind of, steer and persuade people away from the real issue. I feel like she kind of threw it out there as, as a deception tactic. When this is not a trans issue. This is not a transphobic, trans hate issue. Okay, this is not Jada saw you and was trying to fight a trans girl just off the cuff. It's the fact that you and your sis mama decided that you were gonna jump this girl, this dark-skinned black girl from Queens, with some other probably know. And when the internet started coming for y'all's ass, when the city of New York started coming for y'all's ass, when people was driving in from Connecticut and Long Island and Jersey to rally and protest against y'all's ass, you decided to say, well, this is traumatizing for me because as a trans woman, this scenario had with you being a trans.
I'll say this. This is America and people are free to identify what they want to identify with. That's cool. Only thing I'm saying is if you are a trans, I'm sure you got family members that are not trans. You got sisters. You may have daughters. You may have aunts, moms. You shouldn't be okay with this. Any man that identifies as a woman that puts his hands on a woman should be identified as a man. And shame on the news for not doing that. And shame on some of you sisters out there for not being out there being forceful, forcing them to identify this person as a man. He attacked a black woman. Nobody's saying nothing. People complaining, but they're not being loud enough, man. And I know where it's coming from. If that was me or a black man that did this to a black woman and was on video, black women would be going crazy. They would want blood. They would want me to spend the rest of my life in prison. But because it was a trans man and his politics align with yours, y'all not willing to go that far. That's the part that hurts me the most. Being a black man, seeing what happened to this black sister, and they're allowing this to happen. I need those loudmouth black women to be out there on the forefront, forcing the root in black enterprise to identify this person. You don't go. He didn't respect the well-being of this black woman. So why would you respect his pronouns? What are we talking about here? I'm gonna say it again. They did not respect the well-being and the safety of that black woman. But you want us to respect his pronouns? How? What are y'all doing? Sisters, what are y'all doing? But hey, man, listen, only thing I can do, I can't do nothing. I could just do this video and talk about it. But if y'all not willing, y'all willing to let this go because y'all support the Democratic Party so much, then it's going to get worse. This is just the beginning. Y'all got to stop this, man. Y'all got to say something. If they want to be trans, fair enough. But you ain't got no business putting your hands on a woman. Know your place. That's not your place. You came across the street and attacked this woman. 2 men and a woman. Attacked one woman. So I don't know, man. The ball's in your court, black woman. What are y'all willing to do about this? Y'all got to take a stand. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.